Hi, welcome to the coaching game. I'm Laurie Lawson, and look who's here with me.
I'm Terry Yoffe, and welcome to Coaches Creating Change. And here we are, talk about creating change. We are changing seasons. We're about to head into April in another week or so.
We're changing seasons, we're changing weather, we're changing the feeling of it being a newness. It's like, wow, are we really in almost in the quarter, in the first third of the year? It's like, how did that happen? But it did, which
No
is a
idea.
great proof of life just moving on, whether you're ready or not. So
Right. And you're right. So talking about change, and we thought we'd look at abundance today.
mm,
Um, it's almost like what just came up for me is the seasons change. They don't ask permission to change. They just do. We've, as you said, first third is gone almost. Another week. I don't want to rush the month. And the season is changing. The weather is getting nicer. It's lighter out. So somehow the seasons are tuned in to making changes. How do we do it?
what a good point. It's like, yeah, it's like nobody asks our permission for change either. It's just like, okay, we're going to change. We're going to move the clocks back. We're going to move them forward. Um, yeah, and I think probably what you're tuning into, Terry, is that there are things they're going to change. The season's going to change with or without us. So that means the only thing we can control, which we know as coaches and which we tell our clients over and over, is the way we view things, the way we handle things, the way we uh, go along with what's happening or create and say, okay, we need a change. But it's that there are things that you can't waste your time. You can't make summer not come, and most people don't want to anyway. But what can you do? And we thought abundance would be a whole viewpoint thing. It's like, how do you view abundance? How do you help other people, like your clients, with abundance? And what are steps you can take to feel really abundant by the time this broadcast is over? So
You're right. And just staying on the theme of the seasons, we get to everyone loves spring, everyone, or not everyone, loves summer and fall, but you come to winter, most people kind of close up, except that when the season comes, I don't think winter says, gee, I'm not full of abundance. I bring a lot of wonderful things. And it's like summer, people shirk away from, oh my God, it's too hot. I'm going to stay indoors. But I don't think summer says, gee, I bring sunshine, I bring warmth, there's abundance there. And yet, it's very hard in today's world and landscape to really look at abundance and tap into it. We've had the pandemic. How much abundance could we have found? We look at what's going on in the world with Ukraine and Russia, and we again look at what's there. How can I find abundance when all of this is going on, when all of this killing and death? Who am I to look towards abundance?
yeah,
It,
that's a good point. Am I worthy of abundance? Look at all the people, and certainly we've seen some
oh my God.
horrific things going on lately. Look at all the people who are just into survival mode. Just who am I? Who are we to talk about abundance? What is abundance?
I think that there has to be a definition of what abundance is,
Hmm.
right? Everyone's
Yeah.
got their own definition. Abundance to some people could be having so much, right? That's their meaning of abundance. So much this, so much that. Or we could scale it down, and abundance could be, I went out for a walk today. to some person, it's a mind shift. You either have a fixed mind shift, this is how it is, or you open the lens and you have a growth mindset. And here we're asking people to have a growth mindset, to look at abundance and whatever that means to you.
Right, right. And I think when you say abundance, people automatically go money, or financial wealth. And I think if nothing else, the pandemic has taught us that there's so much more. Yeah, money's cool, absolutely, and you can do a lot with it. But there was so much more. There was health and wealth health and wellness, sorry. And just families and appreciative things. I know one of the things that I did with my clients when they were just at a loss, it was like, what do I do? I'm not sure about my job, the rent. It was like, I need you to turn around, take a look at what you've survived, write it down, and then appreciate it. It's like, okay, if you've gotten through all this, I'll bet you can get through the next 2 weeks and get a plan together. I don't think we recognize quite what we've been through still. But as soon as you take it away, we realize it. But, it's coming back. So now we're starting to get a little relaxed about it. But it was like, there was abundance in the wealth in the pandemic. Why do I want to keep saying wealth today? I don't know. Maybe that is my definition. There was abundance in the pandemic, though. We certainly got to know ourselves, which was something that we hadn't done before. We were forced to. We were forced to communicate in different ways, and with more people. It's like you got to see people around the world, because it was Zooming. So there is abundance. Or I guess appreciation. I guess you can have appreciation, which equals or merges into abundance, something like that. So there were many, many opportunities, not as many. I mean, you look at the Ukraine and you go, I don't know. And the world is with you. We know about Ukraine now. We admire the people, certainly, for their courage. So maybe that's a bit of abundance. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it's redefining what abundance means. Because as you said, and I agree, people think of abundance as money. If you've got money, then you've got abundance. How much money? I don't know. Somebody that makes 12 million different than somebody that makes 45,000, let's say. There's a wide gap there. And I think it's a mindset of how you feel about yourself. So it can be an inner journey, as you said, during the pandemic, getting to know yourself. That's great abundance of caring and taking care of yourself and learning about yourself. So again, it's redefining, what does that word mean? And if everyone would sit down and redefine, what does abundant mean? Maybe it's having one good meal a week. Maybe it's, I don't know, feeling good about yourself, that no matter what, I have an abundance of energy, an abundance of positivity, an abundance of caring, being kind.
Right. Abundance of survivor skills, whatever got you through and is going to get you through. I think one thing that's almost obvious is that gratefulness leads to abundance. And I'm thinking of a quote by like Tony Robbins. When you're grateful, fear disappears and abundance appears. It's like if you're grateful for what you have and recognize what you have, then I think that's the road to abundance. It's like, wow, okay, I have my health. You and I can see each other. We can hear each other. That's a start. We're abundantly wealthy in that sense, in our senses and our health, so to speak. We've had bad health days, but right now we're having good health days. So we'll go with that. And I think it's just gratitude kind of builds a bridge to abundance. It's like once you realize.
I think I've lost you.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can't see you.
Oh,
I can't see you. I lost, wait, let me get back here. Here we go.
Oh, you back?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oops.
okay.
Yeah. I am back. I don't know what happened. There's
The mysteries of technology, but we have technology, so
Right,
we'll feel
that is
abundant in
true.
that.
Right. And abundance is almost how you think. It's a mindset of what it means to you. And I think that's where it starts. No matter what, if you look around and you're grateful for whatever it is we have, there are people and, you know, who have millions of dollars, yet they don't feel abundant.
Exactly.
You know, if
Yeah.
and people that feel abundant maybe have their health or don't. You know, it's again, we keep repeating the same thing, but it's what can people do to tap into that abundant feeling? And my own hunch is it's an inner thing.
Yeah.
It's how you feel and what you look out and see. We can always look out and say, gee, I need a new car, or I need a new this, or gee, wouldn't it be nice to whatever?
You made such a great point, though. It's like, yes, it is a mindset, and yes, you define it. I can't, your abundance is not my abundance. You know, who knows? My abundance is sitting by the ocean, and I don't need anything else. I'm fine with that. You know, that might not be yours, but it's I think that's the problem too. If we start thinking like, well, oh, we need X amount of dollars, and we need this size house, and we need this many rooms in our apartment, that's what's your abundance. You know, you might be quite happy in one room. You don't have to clean as much, but
Right.
you know,
Right.
stuff like that. So you have to define your own thing. One thing that I do, and I try to catch it with myself as well as pass it on to my clients, when you go, I got to go to the doctor. Change that one little word, that got, and change it to I get to go, or have, when you say I have to go to the doctor, I got to go to the doctor, change that to I get to. It's and it changes the whole thing. Yes, I have a medical team. Yes, I have insurance. Yes, I'm taking care of myself. And it's a whole, just that one. And I remember when someone turned me on to that, I had seen this article that said one word can change your life. And I'm like, yeah, right. But it does. It just seems to work. Rather than I have to, or I gotta, it's like I get to, you know, and that sort of change, that just does a turnaround. It's a 300 no, it's 180. That's halfway around, right? 180 turnaround. Yeah. So
and that's perfect. That is so true. It's we set ourselves up with words.
Yes. Yes.
That reverberate through us, and we take that it's a reframe, really, is what you did.
Yeah.
You reframed a one word from, oh, I gotta go to the doctor, which is woe is me, to aren't I lucky that I have the opportunity, the wherewithal to go see a doctor of my choice.
Yeah.
And get checked up so that I'm good for another year or whatever it is. And I think that's one thing, is to reframe things. Listen to, and it's about communication too. It's how we speak. We don't hear ourselves talk, how we communicate. We're not aware. The words just come out of most people's mouths.
Yeah.
And they don't think about the meaning. How is it going to affect others? And how's it going to reverberate in the universe?
And another, that's important. But another thing that we don't do, we don't censor the voices inside that tell us, you know, it's like, oh, you could do better, or oh, you don't have enough, or oh, look at that person, I need to get that. We don't realize that we're doing to that ourselves. There's ridiculous number of times we criticize ourselves during the course of a day. I don't know what it is, but it's a lot. And we don't realize it. And as a result, like you were saying, our inner thoughts are coming out. And so if we're feeling resentful towards someone who has a brand new car or just got a great apartment for a lovely, price, then it's going to come out. Our unappreciation and our lack of gratitude and our feeling that we're less than or we need more is going to come out in our how we communicate with others, and then how that affects others is a whole other game.
Right.
And it just goes on
Exactly.
and on and on. Yeah.
Exactly. It reminds me of coaching when I talk to somebody. It's the if only game. If only I could make $100,000,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm great. I'm fine. Then they
Right.
get to that level and it's, well, that's not it. If only
Mm-hmm.
I got the corner office with a view, got it made, get that. It's never, it's like, if only, if only, yet they get to the if only, and that was never it. It's on as if each of these cornerstones is going to give someone a sense of self. Abundance is having your core values, having a sense of purpose, a sense of self.
Mm-hmm.
That's abundance.
Right.
And then from there, it's looking outward. But if you feel lack or not worthy, it doesn't matter what you have out there. It will never measure what's going on inside of you.
Exactly. What a great point. It's because I always refer to Peggy Lee's song is that all there is? You keep climbing up and it's like, well, is that all there is? I need more. I need more. But to piggyback on that, it's like also the people who, if you're not aware of what you have, you'll hear things like, as soon as I lose 20 pounds, I'm going to go get that new job. Or as soon as I make this sales mark, I'm going to go. It's when. It's like, so you put off life and you put off living and you put off everything for now until you get to this plateau where, again, when you get there, it's like, no, I need more. I'm not quite, I need to lose another 5 pounds, or I need to make another $10,000 mark, And if it's all about self-awareness. And knowing that what you have right now and what you can do with that. And I don't know, we keep talking about change, and what we've said this whole for the last 2 years is we need, and I'll use your phrase, we need to learn how to dance on shifting sands, because there's no concrete there anymore. It's like everything is shifting. And we've danced pretty good. We're still here, but we still need to keep doing that. So,
and back in the day, it had a very different meaning than it does today, because certainly things have come beyond our control. The pandemic, right? Nobody, I mean, if you had told this, fast forward to someone, they would have said, what are you, crazy? Or before this happened, can you ever imagine there'd be this pandemic where you'd have to walk with they'd look at you and say, what are you, crazy? What do you know? So it wasn't in our mindset. It wasn't in our grasp of looking and saying this could happen, but it did happen. And we all had to adjust if we wanted to survive. And we had to find things that could fill this scariness, this uncertainty that we could depend on.
That's a good point. You had to I love that. I love what you were saying, because I think there's a Facebook thing that says I never thought I'd live to see the day when I wasn't allowed in a bank unless I had a mask over my face. Right. It's like, exactly. I was like, yeah, that wouldn't have happened 3 years ago. But we had to rely on what we had. And those of us that got to know ourselves and took that opportunity, then I think we said, okay, maybe I can get a little bit of this since I've got some downtime. Let me see what I can enhance. But again, it's all a matter of taking an assessment of, I guess, what's here right now. It's like, sure, but I don't know about you, Terry, but I'm pretty sure you don't have a 5-year plan. I don't have a 5-year plan anymore. It's like,
5-minute plan, maybe.
exactly.
But
Maybe I'll get through the week without a change. I don't know, but
No.
I mean, that kind of thinking is over. So it's either you don't think or you go, well, what do I have right now? What can I do in the very foreseeable future? Maybe for tomorrow, something like that. And it's all a matter of getting to know what is cooking right now and cooking in your world that's going to get you where you want to go. And it's just something that once we're aware of it, I think that definitely creates abundance, a feeling of abundance.
Sorry. I also think that one thing is one little thing that you can do. We're not looking at you climbing Mount Everest.
Mm-hmm.
It's little molehills. What can one thing, if you don't feel good or you feel lacking, whatever that lacking might be, what's one thing that you could do to feel really abundant or good about yourself? Maybe it's going to the grocery store and buying that one cupcake that you've been really
That'll do it.
or even if you want, you feel I can't go shopping, I can't buy this, buy a lipstick. One thing that's not costly that will make you feel better. If it's a one red lipstick that you want to wear now that you don't need a mask for now, put it on, go out. One little thing, you don't have to go and buy the whole cosmetic counter, right?
You have nowhere to wear it anyway now with the mask. Half your face is covered anyway.
But the masks are being, lowered.
Yeah.
The restriction. So people are saying, oh my God, I can't wait to wear lipstick. It's the one thing that I hear because of the mask who needed it.
Right.
One thing that you can feel good about yourself, whatever it is, whether you want to give a donation to the Ukraine, whether you want to see a homeless person drop 50 cents into his cup. I mean, or something you want to do for yourself. What is it?
It's interesting because, again, another song comes to mind. The best things in life are free. If indeed you're strapped for money, and we realize that people still are,
right.
Take a walk. I got to do that during the last 2 years, as did Terry, and it's just it's amazing what you see out there. Take a walk, find a bench, sit on that. Go look at flowers coming up now because it is the season. Look at the moon. It's whatever is going to make you feel uplifted, and it's like, wow, I'm sure people in the Ukraine would love to go out and look at the moon at night. It's like that's not a liberty they have right now, or take a walk and look at flowers. It's so, I mean, they seem small, but in comparison to what others do, it's like whatever you can do that's going to change your scenery, for gosh sakes, because we've all been inside a long time now, and it's good to get out there and make a change. But whatever, that could just make you feel abundant. If indeed, my goal is to, and it's a nearsighted goal, is to clean out my closet and donate some clothes. I don't know where they're going to be donated, probably Salvation Army by the time it's over, but you can do stuff like that. Yeah.
Clean out. That's a great thing.
Declutter.
I love it. Declutter. To me, I love doing that because it's a mind thing. I declutter my closet. I can declutter my mind. Not let a lot in that your mind gets stuffed and overloaded. It's releasing so that there's more to think about, more energy. There's a what I tell clients, two things can't occupy the same space. only one thing, not two or three.
Yeah,
So just
yeah.
clean out the space so you could put one thing in it.
Or, and create space for more. It's like, and that's a good point too, because once you start decluttering, it's like, wow, do I have a lot of stuff? You know, do I need all this stuff? No.
Yeah.
So, whatever the declutterer girl is, Marie somebody, I can't
Yeah,
think of her name.
yeah.
Yeah, with a K, but I can't think of it.
I keep saying Koenig, but it's not that.
Something
Con or
like that.
something,
It's
yeah.
like, does it bring you joy? You know, is what surround yourself with things that bring you joy. It could be a leaf that you found outside last year and it maintained its color, whatever. Just keep that around you and declutter. And that will, one, serve as something to remind you, wow, I've got a lot of things that I'm not using. Can someone else use them? Or
Right.
can I make more room for what's really going to make me
Happy.
feel abundant? Yeah, yeah.
Happy.
Happy, yeah, well, happy, I guess happiness.
It's a
Yeah,
relative word. Everyone's got their own definition of what happy means to them.
exactly. I was trying to think, was it chicken or egg? Does happy make you abundant or does abundant make you happy? Or is it hand in hand? I think it's hand in hand. I'm not sure, but
Right.
yeah,
Right. Absolutely. That is true. And I think coming into the new season, it's a great idea, thought, concept to think about abundance and what it means to you. Doesn't mean the same for Jeff Bezos or somebody else, but
no,
what does it mean for you? We're all individuals and everyone will have a different definition of what it means to them.
yes, yes.
So think of your own and what it would mean to you.
Well, Wayne Dwyer, who I used to love his quotes,
Right.
had a couple of quotes about abundance, and it said, "Doing what you love is the cornerstone of having abundance in your life." And abundance isn't something that we acquire; it's something that you tune into, which kind of to me means it's there. You just got to, like Terry says,
Right.
change that mindset. You know, tune in, tune in, make it the perception and the reception very, very fine tuned, and start looking around and going, wow, I have this and I have that. Terry, we have 30 seconds.
Oh, goodness. Well,
So we have not had an abundance of time, but we've used it well
we
and we've
have.
enjoyed it.
We
So
have. I would just say happy spring, enjoy, get out there and find your own abundance. And
there
we
you
will
go.
see you next time.
That, yes, absolutely. And we feel abundant that we get to do this and that we'll be back again next month. So Terry, as always, it's been lovely. I thank you.
Wonderful. It's always
And
good
we
to
will,
see you.
you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.